Seven Subscripted is back for another episode, and we have been away for a little bit, but we back and we're gonna try to catch you guys up a little bit with what we've been doing and some of the things we got coming up. But we actually did recently take another trip, of course, right? Because that's what we do.
Of
We take
course.
trips, but we took our kids this time. Like my son, her daughter, first cousins got to take their first trip together. So it was a pretty interesting trip. That was really my son's first time actually flying somewhere, traveling pretty much out of the state of Florida. So that was an interesting experience for him, getting on his first plane, traveling, probably meeting up with his first cousin Camille. That was interesting.
Okay.
Before that, they only really talked on the phone here and there. But
They
no,
met
actually,
up.
no, they met up.
No, they were. Yeah, they've been around each other at least twice. I
Right.
think at least twice.
Right.
But for the most part, they get along pretty good. But kids will be kids, and things happen. But yeah, it was a good trip. My daughter's flown quite a bit.
Mm,
She does her staple when she gets on a plane, asks to go see the pilot. They give her wings on every single trip.
mm.
Um, I would say that she's probably more traveled than some adults because she has more passport stamps than some adults at this point in their lives. So it wasn't her first time. She's very mellow traveler.
Mm.
Um, the only difference is this time I didn't upgrade us to first, which was for her like, mommy, why we not sitting up there? But
I
I
can only
mainly didn't do it
imagine.
because it was a short trip down to Myrtle Beach. It was a short trip, and on the way back, I didn't do it because it was my dad's first time flying. So we did
Right.
the three in a row. But yeah, it was a good time. I came back needing a vacation from the vacation. I came back tired. I came back real tired.
Because it wasn't like a normal trip that we would take. Like it really wasn't for us. So we couldn't do some of the normal stuff that we would do. I pretty much had to be on lifeguard duty the whole time. Make sure nobody like got in trouble with the water and make sure nobody drowned or something like that. So I couldn't really have as much fun in the water as I wanted. But it was a trip for them. We stayed at a resort that actually had like a water park. So they was able to go down the pool, like go down the slides quite a few times and stuff like that. So I think they really enjoyed it for Tristan though, his first time in the airport, he was just being a little bossy or whatever, like that. I want to get on a plane where Tristan, the plane's not here yet. Well, they going through a gate with Tristan. They just got here. They getting off the plane. Like we can't go on the plane just yet. We got to sit and wait. So it was kind of like annoying to sit in the airport with him for a long period of time. I mean, we did have a layover as well. That was really my first layover traveling. I wouldn't recommend a layover. It's terrible. But traveling with a kid and having a layover can magnify that a little bit. But for the most part, he was on his best behavior. He did a lot better than what I expected him to do as far as like his first time traveling. I thought maybe he's gonna be like afraid of the plane, afraid of the noise and different things like that. But during takeoff, this man is up here like yelling and screaming and holding his hands up like he's on a roller coaster. Like I told you, he's a thrill seeker, so he likes that kind of stuff. But the first plane ride, it was a success. The second one, he got a little bit sick on because I think it was a little bit hot on the particular plane because it was an older, smaller plane, so the AC went out a little bit. So I gave him a little bit to drink, and he kind of just threw that back up a little bit. But luckily, we went up and we went down, and it wasn't like a long trip into Myrtle Beach. Maybe about a good 30, 40 minutes up in the air or whatever. So by the time we got back down to the ground, he was actually okay. But I'm happy. He was a big boy. He survived his first airport trip, plane trip. First time with his first cousin Camille for a long period of time. Like, there's a little differences between the two. Like, one likes the water park, one likes the beach, and we kind of had a little conflict there. But for the most part, I think they both was
Yeah, they
happy.
did good.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they did good.
Camille, yeah, she loves the beach. Like she can
Hmm.
go play in the sand for hours and hours, even by herself. She don't need nobody to help her, really.
Right.
So that's what she will. She will go get herself full of sand and then want to go in the water. But that's just her thing. That's her jam. She doesn't mind the water park as much, but she just didn't want to do it every day. And
Right.
honestly,
But
the
she'll sit
water
on the
park
beach every
itself,
day though.
yeah, she would sit on the beach every day if she could. Um, and for the water park portion of it, like, yeah, you were lifeguard, full transparency. I cannot swim. I'm gonna say an effect of something that happened to me as a kid.
Mm,
So, and I've even taken swim lessons a couple times in my life, and I just, a mental block there. I can't do it. But
right.
one of the things that I did like about the water park was that they had like the little hot tubs for, well, I'm gonna say it was for adults, but kids was in them too. But they
Right.
had hot tubs like interweave between all of the kid pools and the lazy river. So like they could be in the pool and doing whatever, and I could simply just be sitting in the hot tub watching them. So I was pretty cool with that. Um, it's no secret, I like to bake. So, it was one day, the last day at the pool, we put them on their little life vests and the little
Mm,
floaty stuff, and I laid out and baked, and you guys were in the pool. Like they were jumping into the deep end with their life vests, and I think they were doing pretty good. And during our downtime, we just did other things. Like I
right.
think we did the arcade one day, we took them bowling one day, top golf one day. So it was like a whole bunch of other things um that we did that I was pretty cool with. It was a good trip. And I think
Right.
one of the saving graces at night was that we bought her Switch. So they stayed up and played video games until it was time to go to bed.
Right.
So, yeah. Um and it was a good thing that, we did have the rental because we were able to go and pick up like the waters and cereal and things
Mm,
like that for the room. So, it worked in our benefit.
right. I agree. I mean, the different activities that we actually did really came in kind of clutch because, like you said, we did the bowling, the arcade, and even Top Golf. And I think they really had a great time during the arcade portion when we went and played games or whatever. It was some pretty exciting moments with there. They kind of both were very similar with like the raging part when playing the game and being very competitive. Even at Top Golf, even at the Mario Kart, neither one of them really like to lose, and we had some moments. We had some
Yeah,
moments
we had some
during that
moments.
time, but you know,
Yeah, my kid, she rage out a little bit, okay?
a little bit.
She take after Rich. Rich be raging. Camille be raging.
I think I probably take after her after what I saw, like because that was just top tier. Like what is going on? Like why are we acting like this? And I can get it. I
Yeah.
understood why she was like that and why she was because she was a competitive person. She didn't really like to lose, and that's totally okay. I don't like to
Yeah.
lose either. Now, do I go throwing things? I don't know, but
Yeah, she
it
just
was
needed a
funny.
little time.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't funny. It was funny to you. It
it
wasn't
was
funny
funny
to
to
me.
me because I've done that myself plenty of times. But to see her do it live and in person, like I've heard stories, but to see it live in person was like I was tickled pink. Like I loved it. I was like,
I
look
did
at her.
not.
I would look at her, but I mean, it was a great
Nah,
time.
you was
It was
you
a
was
great
being,
time.
especially at Top Golf, you were like super patient trying to show her what to do, which I think
Hmm.
leveled her off, which was really good because she had her uncle there showing her what to do and helping her. So that was good. That's an experience that she won't forget, and I'm pretty
Right,
sure if we go back to a Top Golf up here, she'll be like, "Well, no, because Uncle Rashawn said that I had to do this." That's something
right,
that I know she's gonna say. And then Tristan, that's like he wasn't. He did some things, and you was like pretty much amazed, like, "Oh, we eating because your auntie is here." Like, like, did you tell him to eat this? And I'm like, "No, because that's my man's, and he gonna eat all his food. So all I had to do was hype him up."
right. And I already knew that coming in that he was going to be able to like listen to you because he does that with other adults or whatever. Like he'll do something for them, but won't necessarily do it for me. And then definitely when it comes to the eating part, he's a very picky eater, which is fine. But I already knew you was going to be able to help me out with that, and I was going to be able to help you out with her as well. So we kind of tag team a little bit. I think they both kind of ate and did things that they normally wouldn't do or give us a hard time doing. So
Hmm.
listening to other adults, I mean, they did fine, but they got along. They had fun. We had fun. We had to figure out what we're gonna do with them again, maybe next year or the year after that, because they got to continue to do this. Like this was a
Yeah,
trial, and
yeah,
it worked. It
yeah. It
worked.
did, it did.
We want
So
them to be
like,
close together.
I want them to be close, but I don't want to force it. So I want them to
Hmm.
genuinely want to be around each other. And sometimes people say all the time, distance make the heart grow fonder. So, they had their, week dose of each other. And now they take a little break, and I feel like they both learn something from each other. Same way
Right.
we learn stuff from each other. So, them with them both being like only kids right now. So it was just funny to see how they would interact, and it's just funny to see how they try to mimic each other's behavior, which was hilarious. Um,
Yes, he
but
done came back and picked up some of her habits. I'm like, just because you saw your cousin do that, don't mean that that fly. But okay, I get what you was trying to do, sir. But yeah, we
right,
don't do that here. You know that. But I know you
right.
saw that from your cousin, which is fine. But tighten up.
So yeah, but and then so let's just go back, and I kind of want to rate the facility that we were at a little bit and talk about it.
Hmm.
So we went to Dunes Village in Myrtle Beach. They have this hotel has two towers and they're like suites, right? So I'm assuming that not all the rooms are suites, but our suite
Hmm.
was pretty dope. So it had like, the bedroom, the living room area, kitchen, air full kitchen.
Right.
They even had like their own dishes and dishwasher and stuff like that. We had no issues with the amount of towels and rags that we need. We had like a pretty dope patio where we could, sit out on a patio, listen to the
Hmm.
waves. Um, one night, I can't let this go. You were like, Chaz, come here, come look at this. It was a whole bunch of people in the dark
Yeah.
on the beach with flashlights. And I just want to know what they were doing. So other than that, so the resort had a place, a place to eat. We didn't really frequent it, but they had the little tiki bar that last day that we were out. The little
Hmm.
tiki bar, that's where people were getting the drinks from. So I found it on the last day. They
Right.
had like an ice cream truck between the two towers. So like whether you were going to one water park or the one in the water park tower that we were in, if you walk over to the next one, it was a trap. They had like the little ice cream truck out there. And then at the big pool, they had the people selling the icy. So, you know,
Yeah.
it could get expensive over time.
Yeah. I
But I
mean,
thought that the resort was really, really good.
and it was pretty nice. The room was nice. The amenities was nice. The food was kind of expensive a little bit because of where we ate at. Like it's like $100 every time you go down there, which is insane. But
Yeah.
the water park was cool. I mean, I'm from Florida, so I'm used to like resorts that have like a big water slides and water parks and stuff like that. But I would say the best thing about that resort is that it was indoors. Because if we had to sit outside in the heat, I don't know if I'd have been able to do it. But an indoor water park is always good to have, and it was more like the kiddie side, and that's where I mean they had fun. So they had fun, then I had fun. Nothing bad happened. They also had like the little table tennis that they would play a little bit. The pool that they played as well. So and it was right on the beach. So I enjoyed the hotel, nice amenities, and like you said, the room was pretty fire as well. We probably could have made breakfast or went to the grocery store and made our own food, lunch and dinner if we really wanted to. But who goes on vacation to cook? Nobody, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah, we wasn't gonna do that. But other than that, the hotel, you did good. I was kind of skeptical a little bit, but you did good once I finally saw it. And like I said, no issues. They had a gym in there. It was actually pretty decent. It was pretty big in the gym. I didn't go for a day, but you know, it was you did good with the hotel arrangements. I was kind of I didn't know because I did my little research and looked at videos beforehand. I was like, I don't know, Chaz, but I trust you. So,
Yeah, so after I booked it was when I really started looking at it, and even
hmm,
going in, I was just like, "Oh, I'm not sure, but we gonna make it do what it do."
right, right,
But I was pleasantly surprised because I'm from down south. And
yeah,
so Myrtle Beach, it's about what, an hour or so from where I grew up. So I didn't really know about that resort. I had asked a few people about it,
hmm,
but they was like, "Oh yeah, it's nice." And then that was it. So I knew it was right off of the
right,
beach, and I knew that they had the indoor water park because like you said, it was so hot. We wouldn't have made it if it was outdoors.
right,
So, yeah, I was very happy about it being indoor because it was just that much easier for us. And like I said, I like that even though it was a water park for kids, that they had the hot tubs all sprinkled in around all the kids stuff. So like you had a lot of adults in the hot tubs. And some of the pools were shallow, like up to 3 feet. But then the
hmm,
ones that were outdoor were we spent, I think, the one day outdoor
yeah,
the last day they had, but it was right next to the little kiddie thing. What do you call that
The
area? I'm not
splash
really.
zone, splash.
Yeah, the splash zone. So even though they were like Camille just wanted to be in the big pool, she wasn't really interested in the splash zone. But Tristan wanted to play in the splash zone, so we could be in one area and both kids really
Mm-hmm.
enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, we did have some very hysterical moments, which was hilarious, just like the people and their commentary. So I'm gonna
Yeah, what
tell this
happened with
story.
that? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell this story. So when we went to the big pool, I'm the sunblock patrol. Like everybody get over here, let's put on this sunblock. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
needs to be sunburned. So like, you spray me with sunblock, I'm spraying you with sunblock, I'm like rubbing it in on your back, but I guess I wasn't rubbing it in affectionately. And there was this lady watching, right? And so she didn't really say nothing, but I did notice that she was watching us the whole time. So
Mm-hmm.
then it's no secret. My nephew looks like me, right? So she was confused. And so she was saying how long my daughter's was and how she's going to be very tall. So I say, yeah, she takes after her dad, right? Because, my husband's pretty tall and has long legs. Camille looks like her dad. So it kind of confused the lady. So then you came back and I don't know what we were saying. So I was like, oh yeah, so my brother. And so she was like, oh, that explains it. Because I was gonna say she's rubbing that sunblock on him and she must not really like him that much. I'm like, this lady, she was
She
confused
was all
because
up
she
in it.
thought that she was all up in it. She thought that the two kids were both of our kids. She thought he was my son and that was your daughter. And it
Mm-hmm.
confused her when I said that Camille's legs, she takes after her father. She was looking at me really weird when I said it, but it didn't dawn on me that she was trying to make us go together.
And not only that, when you said tall legs, and she looked at me, and I wasn't as tall, her shallow ass, right? I'm tired of y'all talking about the shorty kings around here, but that's the whole reason why she had that thought process because she looked at me and she's like, "Oh well, he's not that tall, but her legs are pretty long." I'm like,
Yep.
"Listen, lady, I'm taller than you. That's all that matters." Like,
Yeah, but she was all up in it, and it took me to like toward the end when she was like, she's not rubbing the sunblock on him
right.
very affectionately. They must not like each other. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what she mean by that? And you was like, she was trying to make us go together. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, Camille looks like her dad, but like you and I,
Mm,
we favor. Um, all of my friends say that Tristan's mom should be jealous because he looks just like me.
right.
So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm his aunt, and yes, we look alike.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
was pretty funny and interesting because, like I said, they had been looking for a minute. Like it ain't nothing like they had just started looking,
Well,
but
it really
she was looking
sealed the
hard.
deal for her when you was like, sister, you got any cash on you? I want to get some ice cream from the ice cream truck. And I'm like, yeah, look over there in my bag. So I think that's when it clicked to her too, because you were like, sister.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And you got to watch
I
those
was
Karens, man.
yeah, because they was looking super hard, and I couldn't understand why for the longest.
Right. Yeah. You got to watch those Karens and those Bobs. They just be watching, and they was watching for quite a long time. Because I wasn't even
Hmm.
over there no more. Right. Because think I had got out of the pool and I had went
Yeah.
somewhere, and then I came back and you was like sitting by them, and I was like, yo, you got some money for some ice cream. But yeah. The people in their assumptions, man, it never ends. Because we had this
Never.
a few weeks ago when in my live stream as well. Like no, it
Yeah.
was when I posted the Zeta event photos. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
And they was like, yeah, your girl. And you was like, what girl?
I had to even remember what picture I posted because I'm like, oh snap, did I post the wrong picture? Like I didn't mean to do that. Like, but yeah, that's crazy. But overall, the trip went well. I mean, even the beach day went pretty well, even though it kind of like rained and we had to leave the
Yeah, it
beach a little
rained.
bit early. But I
Hmm.
thought the kids did pretty well in the water. They wanted to jump over the waves. I mean, they really wasn't too adventurous. I think Tristan part was adventurous because he wanted to continue to go out further and further. But I'm like, no,
I
we're not.
took
We're
him
not
out
gonna do
further.
that. Yeah,
So you didn't take him.
I didn't
But when
take
it
him
was
because I
just
had
me and
camp.
him out there,
Yeah,
right. When it was just me and him out there, I let him go for it. I mean, I got him before it got too deep, because
Yeah,
one of them not almost knocked his little behind over. But I was like, all right, all right.
yeah. Those waves was knocking over both of them. Actually, I mean, they so
Hmm.
tiny, so I mean, they don't take much to knock them over. That's why I was like, "Yo, give me your hand." Like, I'm not letting you go to go walk around, and then it come through and knock you over. Then you sweeps you right on out. Then
Right,
that's a whole nother situation. But
right,
they made sandcastles. They got buried in the sand a little bit. See, with Tristan, he lives in Florida, so he's used to the heat and stuff like that, and he knows he don't go outside like that because it'd be too hot. But because
right.
Cam is from up north, and I witnessed y'all heat, y'all ain't got no heat. Like y'all don't know what heat
We
is.
got heat. It's a different type of
Y'all
heat.
just
All
don't
right.
know. But I can see how she can want to be in the beach and stay in the sand the whole time up there in New Jersey because it really ain't hot. Like it's not. But then she come down to Myrtle Beach or she come to Florida, give her 5 minutes and she be wanting to go back inside, I bet. And she come down
Nah,
to the
she
Florida
wasn't trying
beaches.
to go back inside.
That's because it really wasn't
She
that
was trying
hot.
to go back inside because she felt raindrops. So she's
Yeah.
like, mommy, it's about to rain. I felt something. And I was like, all right, it's
Yeah.
time to go in.
Yeah. But she would not be able to survive on the beach here in Florida for longer than 10 minutes. I don't care how many sandcastles she want to build. It just won't happen.
Well, you know what she does? She buries herself with sand and so she can go out in the water. She's a back and forth girl, you know. She'll
Yeah.
go back and forth from the water to the sand, water to the sand.
All day
But,
long.
all day long she will. She will. That's her jam. Can't knock it.
I'm not knocking
Um,
it, but down here in Florida, it's too hot for all that.
so
Mm-mm.
but yeah, we had a good time. Can't complain. The aftermath of what we paid, we're both
Mm.
now starting to see. It's hurtful. It hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it
Um,
did.
the rental car company's still tripping. They don't want to give me my money back. Um, but yeah, overall, I think it was worth it though.
And then when
They
you
had
was
fun.
leaving, you couldn't go through TSA because you had no gate agent with
No,
your
yeah.
United.
So when we were leaving, I don't know what it is about United down there. I guess they don't start checking people in till a certain time, so they didn't even
Mm,
have a gate agent there. But what my benefit was that I'm a premier customer, so I didn't have to stand in line with everybody else. I pretty much just bounced
right.
from the regular line and went into the premier line. I also didn't use my TSA pre-check while we were there because, like I said, it was my dad's first time ever flying. He couldn't get his real ID in time. So I didn't want to just bounce and leave him and go through TSA pre-check. So I pretty much stayed with him, went through the regular line.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say if we were traveling from a bigger airport, he would have had big problems. But
Mm,
there, all they did was ask him maybe one or two extra questions, did the little scan on his hand and his shoes,
right.
and he was good to go. We were out of there. So, thank God it was a small airport and everything worked out. Even I think you were confused at first. You was like, "Oh no, just drop us at the terminal." And I'm like, it's a small airport. We can all go together. Because
Right.
I've flown in and out of Myrtle Beach quite a few times just because that's where I fly when I go to visit family.
Right. So just to circle back, was there a moment, and I can take Cam and you take Tristan, was there a moment on the trip with Tristan that surprised you that happened with him? Can you think of anything like that?
Um, I was shocked when he had his moment. You know what I mean? When he was like having a down moment, he went to bed early that one night.
Oh yeah, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, I think he had just
He
miss
was home. Yeah.
homesick.
Yeah, he was a little bit homesick. And because he doesn't really travel much, I just
Hmm.
thought that he was going to be on cloud nine the whole time. So I think I was very much shocked when he got homesick because I just didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it didn't even happen in the very beginning. I think it kind of
No,
happened
it
at
happened at the
maybe
end, the
at
night.
the end, and
Yeah.
he was away from home all that time. That's his first time really being away. But I mean,
Hmm.
towards the end of the trip, I think everybody really was like kind of really ready to go home anyway
Hmm.
because we had been there for a few days and we kind of like ran out of things to do because it's you could go to the water park, you go to the beach. We had already went to Top Golf, to the arcade, and stuff like that. So we really was kind of winding down on what we was doing, and my wallet was screaming. So I'm like, listen, I'm broke. We don't do the
Right.
broke normally on vacation, but I was broke. So I'm like, y'all already cost me. Like, we just gotta chill, play this Nintendo Switch over here, and we good. Like, we'll be
Right.
home tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
But for me, I would say with Cam, probably I just got to go back to it because it was so funny to me, like the raging in the arcade, like that playing that.
She needed a moment.
It was funny also because a couple of days before when we first got to that, because we went bowling, and the arcade is at the same place where we went bowling at. So when we told her that we was gonna come back the next day to play in the arcade, she was like, "Yo, I want to play air hockey." So I was looking forward to her playing air hockey. I didn't know that she plays air hockey like that though. Like when she gets upset and don't score and stuff like that. And I think there was a time where you even was like trying to let her win, and she was just raging.
Yeah, because she knew that I was letting her win, so for her it didn't count. So yeah, she needed, I had to, take her out and just
Mm,
talk to her, figure out because with most kids, and your kid, my kid, any kid, it's underlying issues why they act like that, right?
mm,
And so when I took her out and she was just telling me what was bothering her, because I asked her, I was like, what's going on? Because, we left out the arcade because the arcade, the whole thing was like in a mall. So,
right.
they had the little seats out there between that and Old Navy. So when I was talking to her and she was kind of like telling me what was up, then I was just like, so you're not really mad about losing, you just mad about all this other stuff and it's combining
Right.
into one. So yeah, she just needed some time, is what I'm gonna
Right.
say.
And I think honestly, like thinking about the trip overall, like I think they can get along very well until it's time to play some games, until it's time to
Yeah.
be competitive. After that, all bets are off, and we don't know how they're gonna act. But before that moment, or before they get real competitive and want to play with each other and do different things like that, they get along fine.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I think the games kind of like separates them a little bit because I think they both want to win and they both think that they can beat the other until it's time to beat the other, and then if it don't go their way, then it's like
Right.
it
It's
it
all
goes
out the
left.
window.
Yeah, it goes left.
But so here's a valuable lesson that I think as parents, you and I learned. There's a such thing as being a sore loser, but there's also a such thing as being a sore winner. And I
Mm-hmm.
say this to you all the time. And this is one of the things that I try to teach my daughter is like, if you win, you can't rub it in anybody's face because that's being a sore winner and that's showing poor sportsmanship. But also, if you lose, you also cannot get upset because you cannot win all the time. And like, if so, she's our only kid and her dad babies her a lot. So when they
Mm-hmm.
play video games, he does let her win majority of the time. And so, she's so used to winning, she does it's an expectation. But you can't
Right.
be a sore loser when you're playing someone that you're not used to playing. But in the same token, you also can't be a sore winner because talked to them both about being a sore winner.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm trying to, tell your son, like, you're the big cousin here. You're older. You cannot be a sore winner. If you know it hurts another one's feelings, tone it back.
Right.
And the same thing with her. If you know that, he can't take it and he doesn't know how to play, tone it back. Just keep playing again. Play again until you both, get the hang of it. So
Right.
that's a lesson that in parenting that you have to have.
Right.
Like when you have kids, you got to teach them sportsmanship, and it's being meaning you can't be a sore winner, but you also should not be a sore loser.
Right. And I guess I probably learned that about him because I didn't know he was such a great sore winner. Because when we play video games, I don't let him win. I tear his ass up. So I'm like, I never seen that version of him actually bragging and saying, "Hey, I beat you," or "Hey, I'm ahead of you." Like I never witnessed that before because I don't let that happen. I mean, he do win every now and then, but for the most part, yeah, Daddy's not taking it easy on you at all. Like you want me to
Right.
play some
But it's,
games, like
but that's the difference between
BTA.
having a girl and a boy, though, in
Right.
my opinion. Because she's a girl, he's more sensitive with her.
Right.
Girls, generally speaking, are the more sensitive sex, generally speaking. So, like, yeah, you're a little bit different when you play him because, hey, he's a boy. Like that's how y'all treat boys or whatever. But
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I had a son, I would be soft. Like how like there's these typical stereotypes how mothers are with their sons and how fathers
Mm-hmm.
are with their sons. It's the same thing with how mothers are with their how fathers are with their daughters. Fathers are more sensitive with their daughters
Right.
and they're rougher on the son. So I think that is like what we visually saw with this trip, like in terms of parenting. Like, we both like, and even as an aunt, like I had to even look at him and be like, Tristan, and like give him the eyes, like you're doing it again. And he'd be like, almost like got it. And I have to look at Camille like Camille and like give him the eye, got it.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I guess I can probably be a softer uncle with her as well because I know when I be playing games with Cam, I be wanting to win Monopoly, Uno. She did try to cheat me in Uno though, so I don't
No,
know.
you actually cheated.
I
You
didn't.
did
I
not
ain't
look at
cheat
the
her. I
rules.
ain't cheat her.
Unos have so many rules nowadays, and you should be ashamed of yourself, Uncle Rashawn cheated your niece in Uno.
Hey,
How you
people
gonna throw
cheating.
cards out?
Hey, it happens in life. She has to learn that lesson as well. That people are not going to play fair. So you see what I mean? You play games with me, you're gonna probably learn a lesson each and every time. You know,
Yeah, the
like
Uncle Rashawn cheats.
hey, people cheat in life. You're gonna run into a few of them, so you better like know how to pick it up and how to overcome it. So hey, you're gonna learn some lessons when you play video games with me. So that's just the way it is. I'm not gonna take it easy. I'm not that easy uncle. I'm not that easy dad. Like, no, it's BTA every single time. You got to prove your worth. You got to beat me. Cause that's
Yeah,
the
I
way
mean, she
life
played
is.
with my she played with my dad when he was here,
Hmm.
and she won some and he won some, but he wasn't letting her win.
Right.
So, but she also wasn't like raging out on him either because he wasn't rubbing it in her face. He would just be like, all
Right.
right, let's play again.
Hey, but I enjoyed the trip. I know you enjoyed it. Tristan probably enjoyed it as well. Like I said, his first time really traveling outside of Florida. It was a huge success. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna probably be taking some more trips here soon, as well. But overall, I think it was a great trip. It was a great idea. I'm glad that we actually joined you guys on that trip because it was her birthday week, upcoming week. So, you wanted to celebrate with her. So, thank you for the invite. It was a great invite, but we got to get them together again to travel and go somewhere to where they could just hang out. I think
You
they
got to be
enjoy
all
it.
inclusive though.
Got to be all inclusive, yeah, because they are expensive.
Yeah.
They are
Because
very
you know what,
expensive.
when you're on vacation with kids, especially where you're in a place where you want, I don't know about you, but I want my kid to have all the things that I may not have had growing up,
Right.
right? That you may have seen other kids get, but you didn't do. So when you take them on vacation, you don't want to tell them no, they can't have something or no, they can't do something. You
Hmm.
want to help them have the best experience possible. So for me, it was just really important to make memories and memorable experiences. And that's what any vacation, when I go on vacation with you guys, when I take her on vacation, I just wanted to always have memories. And I
Yeah.
think one of her favorite memories is honestly gonna be that the last day when we were in the big pool and they kept jumping in and you kept throwing them. That's something that she's gonna tell people about all the time. And
Yeah.
we got photo memories to capture it all. Even we even took. She actually is gonna put up a lot of the pictures from her Polaroid camera that we took too. So
Nice.
even pictures of him as well. She has them, and she told me where she wanted him to go. So we're
Yeah.
straight. We got memories to that
And
we
they called
captured.
each other on the birthdays.
Yep, they did because their birthdays are what a week or so apart.
Yeah, we
So
could so apart. And you know what was funny is that when she told him happy birthday, I just kind of like felt that she was like, "Oh, there's Tristan again. Like I'm gonna beat him in something." Like,
yeah,
but she found her game that Tristan really is not that good at, so she just kept wanting to play that, which is Smash Brothers. But
yeah.
hey, it goes back to your sword winning conversation that you had earlier. So both of them got to learn that. So hopefully that's a lesson that they both have took, and hopefully they look forward to vacationing together again soon. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was great.
It was great.
Well, so that's siblings unscripted, Myrtle Beach edition, siblings edition, kids edition, broke edition. So
Amen.
we're gonna do it again with the kids very soon. I don't know what the next vacation is going to be with them, but like you said, all inclusive, all paid for. We ain't got to worry about anything. Make sure that they have a few activities on deck to where we ain't got to come out of pocket because that's stressful. But
Yeah, very.
appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a follow, turn on your bell icon so you know when we drop another video. I think we have some stuff coming up, but other than that, we should be able to get back to more regular episodes probably after we come back, maybe the end of the month or whatever. But I blame her. So
No, I blame you. And actually, we might have to do a double time. I have double time sibs today.
we'll see. All right, Simmons Unscripted. We'll catch you guys on next episode.